This Sunday afternoon, December 1st at 3 p.m. at Westworth United Church, Manitoba's premier women's choir, the Esprit Singers, will be putting on a concert called Magnificat. Featuring the Manitoba premiere of Norwegian composer André Arnesen's Grammy-nominated Magnificat for choir, as well as a few Christmas carols set by the American choral phenom Dan Forrest, Sunday's concert is going to be something really, really special. Joining the Esprit Singers on stage will be vocal soloists Heather Kozak, Olivia Maxfield and Rosemary Hooft. In addition, the choir will be joined by a small string orchestra made up of some of Winnipeg's finest string players and pianist Rachel Dyck. Leading the whole thing will be the renowned soprano soloist and Esprit Singers Artistic Director Valdine Anderson. And joining me here in the Classic 107 studio to talk about what is sure to be a concert that will be a little slice of heaven is Valdine Anderson. Hey, Valdine, nice to have you here.
It's nice to be here.
Mm-hmm. So I want to start out the conversation by talking about one of the things I find so great about the Esprit Singers. You're constantly commissioning new works for women's choir, as well as looking at repertoire further afield. For example, in May, you gave the world premiere of works by Sarah Cortell and Ron Paley. As the founder of the choir, why was this such an important mandate for you and for the choir in general?
You know, my career as a soloist was always a collaboration with composers. The bulk of my solo work was with doing premieres of new music, and it's an incredible thing to be the interpreter of somebody who's current and a peer. To interpret their music, and for my choir, it's just such a challenge, and it's such a stretcher too. You know, it just requires people to get used to a different sound world, to see how somebody interprets poetry in a different way, and to try and make it beautiful, and to try and really make it your own. So that's been important to me all my life, and I just for the choir, every time they do something like this. It just broadens their perspectives, and they seem to really rise to the occasion. So it's been fantastic. We've done about 4 or 5 composers, and our next one is with Andrew Balfour in the spring.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. And here for this concert on Sunday, you are giving the Manitoba premiere of André Arnesen's Magnificat. My first question is, how did you discover him as a composer?
You know, we had done one of the pieces from this Magnificat many years ago as just a standalone piece. And it was so pretty, and I just thought I'll just explore what he's done. I was just looking for something for the season, and I came across this, and it was his first major big work. And I thought, wow, this is something I think could really work for my singers as well. It tells a story from a woman's perspective as well, and it's an important aspect to the season. So I thought it checks all the boxes.
I know his choral work actually. Funny story. Distributor sent me digital files of this CD, and I thought, okay, let's see what these are like. And I was also looking for stuff to program for the Sunday morning show for Simon. So sure enough, I listened to these tracks, and I was floored at how beautiful this stuff is. Can you talk about his compositional voice for you? What does it remind you of? What drew you specifically to it? Like, describe his music.
I will describe it because it's really neat. It's very tonal. So it's very beautiful, and it's very lyrical, it's very singable. So singers, my choir has fallen in love with it. You could liken it maybe in some aspects to John Rutter, except I think maybe it goes a bit further, just a little bit more progressive. And also there's some subtle dissonances in it that just kind of put a little bit of an edge or a bite on things. But I mean, they're so subtle and they're so beautiful. You could almost liken them to Poulenc, maybe, you know, or his style when it's slow could be Arvo Pärt, you know, ish.
Yeah, for me, when I heard it, it reminded me of Oliello, who, as it turns out, he's good friends with. So not surprising. But yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful stuff. Okay, so you as the artistic director, you want to do this piece, but there's also a string component to the Magnificat. How did the string orchestra come together?
We've been lucky enough to work with some professional string players in the past, and I just wanted to get those players back. And through networking, just found 8 players actually. So it's an expensive show, but it's so lovely to work with these professional players. They're so spot on and so responsive, and just raises the bar. So on top of the strings, we also have a second pianist, Leanne Regher joining us too. So it's just a remarkable ensemble.
Yeah, absolutely. The vocal soloists for the Magnificat are Heather Kozak, Olivia Maxfield, and Rosemary van der Hooft. They're all members of the choir. Do the soloists in Arnesen's Magnificat, do they play a particular role? Like, are they singing the role of Mary, or are they just there to provide contrast with the choral?
Right. No, I don't think there's any role assigned to the solos. They just augment and enhance the music as it flows on. So it's they just it's so interwoven so beautifully, but they definitely have solo moments that are absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm. For our listeners out there who may not know the significance of the Magnificat around the holidays, can you speak to that? Why is the Magnificat so important for the holidays?
The Magnificat is part of the Bible. It's really written in the passages by Luke, and it tells the story of the angel Gabriel visiting Mary and letting her know that she is going to give birth to the Son of God, according to that religion. So she of course has huge feelings of humility, because she's not an exalted person. She's rather a poor person, actually, and it's kind of that whole reversal of the hungry will be fed, the low will be brought high, etc. So it's that kind of thing.
Yeah, and when I was reading the program notes that are on the publisher's website for the Magnificat, it says, in his setting, composer André Arnesen expresses the feelings Mary must have felt: wonder, devotion, gratitude, joy, humility, hope, and compassion. Arnesen sees the Magnificat as offering support and hope for all people struggling against adversity or in need of strength. Is this something that you hope audiences are going to take away with them after hearing Sunday's concert?
I really hope so. There's such a sense of calm in this writing, and he actually starts each movement out with one of those thoughts, with devotion, or the second movement might be with joy or with humility. So you're thinking that's the mood that needs to be expressed throughout. But his prayer-like pacing of the work is something that I hope will be calming at this very busy time of year, and I hope that people will feel kind of soothed by it. So.
Yeah, it's just a stunner of her work. I want to talk about Rachel Dyck. She has been the longtime accompanist for Esprit. There is a definite skill set that you need to accompany choirs. What is it that you love about working with Rachel?
Rachel is spot on all the time. She is always thinking along with me, and we work together beautifully. She's a wonderful pianist, but she's also playing the organ in this. So we are lucky beyond words to have Rachel supporting and working with us.
Mm-hmm. The choir is also performing 3 Christmas selections that have been set by the American composer and arranger Dan Forrest. First of all, what selections are you going to be doing by him? What settings of Christmas carols are you going to be doing?
Oh, they're beautiful. O Come All Ye Faithful, and that's for 2 pianists, and See Amid the Winter's Snow, and that's for piano and percussion and violin, as well as choir, and Angels from the Realms of Glory. Just it's a real uplifting ending. So.
Can you talk about Dan Forrest a bit? Who is he, and why is he such a wunderkind amongst American choral folks?
You called him a phenom earlier, and he absolutely is. He's around the same age as André Arnesen. I think he was born in 1978, and he just has shot to fame with his imaginative arrangements of things. He also writes piano music, and has just shot to the top of publisher charts.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's his music is fun and beautiful, inspiring. You just think, well, where does this all come from? It's such a great take on this familiar tune, but it just works so wonderfully. So it is very, very inspiring to do his work.
I was listening to selections that you're going to be doing on one of the streaming platforms. I'm not going to mention which one, but one of the things that I found so interesting is you recognize the tunes, but there's always this beautiful stylistic and harmonic twist to his music. Is that one of the things that really drew you to him?
Absolutely, and each one, he has a certain mood, and he conveys this so beautifully with the instrumentation and just the way he kind of pulls and maneuvers the tune, so that you, as you said, you recognize it, but there's just something a little different about it, and so that's fun. But you do come away humming the tune.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. I just want to quickly mention, can you talk about the rehearsal schedule? How did the whole thing then come together? When did the choir start rehearsing for the program? And when did the rehearsals with the strings start?
The choir started this in September. It's 7 movements, the Magnificat is. So it was, it's been a journey. And we just started rehearsals with the orchestra on Sunday. So
Fantastic. Yeah. Valdine, it all sounds so wonderful. As a director and founder of the Esprit Singers, what are you looking forward to most about Sunday's performance?
I love the way the choir comes to life when they're performing something they really love. I think the players are going to enjoy themselves as well, and I think this translates to the audience so well too. So I'm hoping it's just going to be an afternoon of just feeling really uplifted.
Yeah, absolutely. Valdine, this has been so great to have you back. The concert on Sunday is going to be truly magical. Thanks so much for taking the time to stop by and talk to me today. It's just been great, as always.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
For our Classic 107 listeners, Magnificat with the Esprit Singers takes place this Sunday, December 1st at 3 p.m. at Westworth United Church. For more details, visit espritsingers.com or you can go to classic107.com. I've embedded a direct link to the Esprit Singers Eventbrite page in the article that you can find up there. Valdine, thanks again.
Thank you.